I don't want to talk about that.
So we can all pitch in and have.
I don't want to talk about that. I paid $800 for a drone. I had some beautiful drone footage over the Atlantic Ocean, like Brigantine, Atlantic City, Ocean City. I don't want to talk about that.
So we can all pitch in and have.
That was our live on YouTube. Anyway, I crashed it. Yep. I was coming down. I was in just outside of Philadelphia. I got beautiful shots of Center City from the drone before the demise. And the battery was starting to go, and as it came down, it hit a tree branch and went and crashed. $800 down the tree. I was still living in New Jersey, 2018. Get over it? Is that what you're saying? Get over it? Okay.
Jersey. New Jersey is bad enough.
All right, I'm gonna share this screen.
We used to go to Loveland.
I remember being there as a kid. You got run off the sand, it was a lot.
Yeah, and there's a lot of it.
Yeah, a lot of it.
The water. One year with.
So I have a great video, real estate video that we teach in these classes from Wildwood, about Wildwood. I had 3 agents that worked for me that were Wildwood agents. Yep. Yeah. So. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to share this screen and I was having an issue. Let me try it one more time. Here it is. Okay. What I want to start with today, and welcome everyone to Digital Mastery. And we're up here too. For anybody that is new to the Step Ahead training program, let me talk a little bit about who we are, what we do, and things like that. This program has about 5 or 6 components actually to it. There are a couple that we do remotely, like this particular class, and let me just go through them. First of all, we have what's called the Step Ahead Bootcamp. Step Ahead Bootcamp is a 26-week training program. And I'm going to try and be as quick as I can here so we can get into today. But I put this together because I looked at training in real estate and realized there was a huge void in real estate training. Companies that were claiming to be the best out there were still losing 7 out of 10 people a year. People struggle in real estate. It was insane. So I put this program together. My background, I have a doctorate in organizational leadership, master curriculum writer. I also have an MBA in digital marketing. Put this program together, and since I've had this program, which has been about 12 years now, while the industry loses 7 out of 10 people a year, I've kept 8 out of 10 people year over year. This program, the Step Ahead Bootcamp, is designed to get an agent making a 6-figure income within 12 months in real estate. And again, my success rate at that has been about 80%. I can't help it if you stop showing up, but if you do this, you do the things we teach, you'll be successful. The program is a coaching, training, and mentoring program that includes a training class on Mondays, this particular class, which is called Digital Mastery, on Tuesdays, and then Thursdays we have a class where we get together and recap the week. It's called the Morning Grind, and that is for you guys to come in and be accountable, see what's working, see what you still need help with. And the end result is to get you in the habit of doing the right things every day. In addition to these, the things I can't do with you online, for those of you that are watching on YouTube or on Zoom or or on our Step Ahead website, is we do conversation mastery. And I've got Jerica here, who was here for conversation mastery today. She'll tell you about the beatdown. She did great. She really did a really good job. But this is where, and Jerica, you can jump in if you'd like, this is where it's one thing to read these things on a script. It's another thing to live rehearse them and have somebody throwing things at you to make the human element happen. Because it's one thing to understand things mentally and which way you want a conversation to go. It's another way when you're in a live, or at least in this case, a simulated live conversation, where I throw in an objection that you maybe never expected, and it makes you stronger and better. And then, of course, we also have Prospecting Power Hour, which is where we sit with you when you make the calls and are there to say, hey, you know what, you did good on that call, but you left this out, or, you know, maybe try saying this, or you're not going to get caught on that next time. So that's all what this program is. Today's class is called Digital Mastery. And what this class is about is taking your tech game from wherever it is to being one of the top, really 5% to 3% of realtors across the country in using technology. The technology use in real estate is one of the worst industries, if not, it's the worst industry I've ever seen that should be using technology. It should be a leader. It's a laggard. I tell this story often. In the end of 2017, or it might have been early 2018, I was doing a training, and one of the people that were training with me was a past president of Realtor.com. He told a room of 200, 250 realtors that having a Facebook page was a complete waste of their time. I was like, man, this is gonna be shooting fish in a barrel. Guys, success in real estate from a digital standpoint is not wasting your whole day sitting around playing on social media sites. It's having well-organized sites that are collecting new fans, that are putting out engaging content, not just about real estate, mostly about things that are going on locally to keep people interested. And as we talked about yesterday in our Step Ahead for Life, which by the way is the training after Step Ahead Bootcamp, I'm not going to get into that today because it'll take too much time, but that's an advanced class. As we talked about, is getting things that get people in conversations. We want this going back and forth so that, yeah, I've got 1 million followers on social media. You guys will hear me brag. I have I have a couple 100,000 followers, right? I've got a couple groups that have 50,000 followers just in the one little groups on Facebook groups and whatever else. That's all well and good, but if none of those people call me and give me business, what's it worth? Well, the answer is it's worth absolutely nothing. So we have to get you social, the point of this class is to have your website and your social media and all things technology set up in great fashion so they look good, so they're uniform, so all those things. But then beyond that, we need to get you to a point where you're getting more fans, and of those fans, you're getting them engaged by using strategic content management and response mechanisms. So that's what this class is about. I know, again, I see there's a bunch of people I don't necessarily know. That's why we're here, and that's what we're trying to get you guys to learn and to do. As we get started, this is a technology thing, but this is something that I wanted to I want to talk about 2 things that I have rolled out that are here for you and are tools for you. I have a website. It's called stepaheadrealestatetraining.com. I've had this website now for about 12 years. And I just completely revamped it, and I did it inside of actually what I have, which is a Florida recruiting site. For anybody that I hired, I've sent you this site before, but this has now enhanced it. So if you want to follow along, you can certainly just watch on your screen, stepaheadrealestatetraining.com. What I have on here and why this is important for you is the Step Ahead classes that we are doing, Step Ahead Training Academy classes, are now all available, and the resources from them on this website. Now, I say all available. There are some classes that have not been written and things like that. But I want you guys, if you're interested, to enroll in this, and you can come on and use any of these resources anytime that you'd like. So the second part of what I have on here in a resource is something I want to show you guys. I created a GPT. It's called America's Real Estate Guru, Bill Zeltman. It's real estate training. And it is a GPT that has all of my trainings, all of my scripts, all of my everything popped into its own GPT. If you click on this, I'm going to hit click here, and you're going to see it's going to take you to it. I can get this to work. Okay. What this is going to do here is bring you to this GPT. So if I asked a question, create a for sale by owner plan. It's going to create an entire plan for you. And you can see, all based on the trainings that I do. If you'd like a marketing If you'd like marketing materials, this will help you create marketing materials. Again, I put a couple thousand files in here of things that I've done over the years. Oh, you guys aren't seeing this. I'm very sorry. There you go. So you can see I put this in, create a for sale by owner plan, and you can see straight out, it teaches you everything that I teach, including my IICCC when you're having the conversations. Another thing that you can do with this is you can role play with this. Build a 7-day FSBO call schedule. Create a 1-page FSBO follow-up script. And you can role play. It will go back and forth like, hey, I'm calling a FSBO, just like we did in Conversation Mastery this morning. So this is available to you guys. I'm going to go back to the other page. What's that? You go to stepaheadrealestatetraining.com, and in the second paragraph, you will see where it says help anywhere, anytime, or something like that. And there it says click here, click there.
Go to resources you can use anywhere, anytime,
Go to click here,
and then click there. Which says click here.
click here,
Okay. Show me?
right there.
Oh, okay.
Just click that.
Okay.
And that should open a ChatGPT app, or if you have the app, if you don't have the app, it'll do it right in a browser. There you go. And it's like talking to me remotely. Okay, in addition to that, guys, I'm going to do this quickly because I want to get into some, today. Here's the boot camp. It talks about it. Here's the digital mastery. And there's the step ahead for life. I right now have every training except one lecture for Step Ahead Bootcamp is in here. The third training, which is an introduction to working with buyers, which if you're taking this online, you can just take the buyer courses anyway. You don't need it, but I'll do it in there next time I do that class. I'll record it and we'll have everything. All of the breakout materials and everything else are in there. In addition, we have the Step Ahead for Life. As we're doing those courses, they're in there. So the first 2 weeks that we've already done are both on there, ready to go with any breakout materials. If I click on this, this is what it looks like. It's going to ask you to enroll. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to send you an invitation. So if you're interested in doing this, what I want you to do is just send me your email address, and then you're going to look for an invitation. You guys both saw those invitations. They were easy to find, right?
Yeah.
In fact, you did it when I was in my staff meeting, so you didn't even, you didn't even need me. You just enroll on there, then go back to stepaheadrealestatetraining.com, pick your prep plan. So this is Step Ahead Bootcamp, and everything is here. As you can see, I'm going to give you a quick look of it. Here's the first class, okay? And you can see there's 141 lessons in this right now. Business planning and time management, and it tells you about what that is. Here's the lecture. So if I click on this, the video comes up. But all of these are PDFs and worksheets and things like that for you to work through to learn. So everything you could possibly need and all the resources you need are in here. Well, let's say you want to skip out of order. I had somebody that was on this class last week say, hey, Bill, I really want to work with expired listings. No problem. Where can I get those scripts? I sent them to Prospecting for Success 101 or 103. And right there, expired listing scripts. Also, if I go to 103, expired listing 7-7 program, in person, on the phone, an expired listing letter, expired listing questions. So you guys now, at your fingertips, once you're enrolled in this, have an entire library of scripts at your disposal 24 hours a day. So you can use these, or you could even create your own or customize them using the GPT that's above. Any questions on any of this before we move on for today?
No.
Okay. So what I want to do, and again, understanding that I've got some new people and I've got some people that are already working on things, I want to do a couple things that may be new to you, but review to others. The first is making sure that your website is up, running, and completely functional. What do I mean by that? Everyone has received a Moxie website. Whether you use that or use your own website is completely up to you. I'm right now using a hybrid approach where I use my own WordPress site, and of course, our Moxie page is done by WordPress as well. However you decide you want to do this, okay, you are certainly able to set it up. You don't want to just use, though, the basic site if you want to try to entice people to come to your page. So I'm going to show you a couple examples. Maybe. Right here. Of pages that you may want to add. And we can go through. Caitlin does this on Fridays in tech training. And I'm just going to give you some things here. We can do these as a project in this class. So for someone that's selling a house, guess what? This is my Moxie site. This is not the right site, guys. I'm sorry. That's the one I'm still working on to integrate it. .com. Because that won't have that picture from New England on it. That's ridiculous. Looks like it's snow outside. Meanwhile, I'm standing in front of a palm tree in this one. Yeah. Yeah. So as you can see, I'm still working on mine too. But this page I'm just going to use for search. Here's my real estate. And you can see it's very similar because it's on the same platform, but I have complete control over this. And I'm able to use all my own pictures. These pictures I took from my boat. All right. So if I go here, and I just want to show you what types of pages you'd want on a website. I'm giving you guys an overview because I know a lot of you in here have already done this. But for you guys that haven't, I want you to put this on a list of things to do. And I'm going to work with you to get these things done. We don't want to spend a ton of time on this. This is not where we want to spend our time out getting business. But some of these backup things will help you get business. This particular page that I'm trying to load here on a very slow internet is an important page because one of the things we're going to talk about in here for people that want to do advertising, and let me just back up on that real quick. How many of you have paid for ads for leads? Maybe you're part of the Zillow plan. Maybe you're part, well, more so of Zillow is not really an example of a Prime Street or an OpCity, and OpCity gets some of their leads through Realtor.com, but they get most of their leads by doing what? Running ads on search engines, okay, and social media. I don't know why this isn't loading, but I'll keep talking while it's trying to get it to load. Okay, so when you close an OpCity ad, or OpCity gives you a lead, they take 35% before anything's taken out of your money. So if it was a $10,000 commission, $6,500 of it is gone before you even bring it to the company and then split with us, pay fees, whatever else. It's a lot of money, right? How do they get their ads? They get their ads mostly by using what we call landing pages. This is a landing page. A landing page is a place that will collect your information, okay, and gives you information for things you want to do. So one of the best ways that you can get a seller online is to run an ad for sellers, targeting sellers, let's say on social media or on Google or Bing or whatever. So now that you have these ads on here, they're going to click through. You're going to have them fill out an online form with their information, and you want to give them information. Well, one of the things of information that I give to a seller, what does a seller want to know? And I'm not on the right page. I'm sorry, guys. What in the world is going on? What does a seller want to know? A seller wants to know my marketing plan, right? So I have a page here, if it'll ever open, called my proprietary marketing strategy. It has keywords in it for people to find it. So people find this in a search and whatever else, for people to come to my website. But for people that I'm doing social media ads with, I want to have a place where they can go that's going to really entice them to want to use me as their realtor. And you'll see if this ever opens. And again, I don't know what's going on in here, if it's with the Wi-Fi situation or something to do with my hosting right now or whatever. But this website has a video on it, a 4.5 minute video talking about my proprietary marketing strategy, and has plenty of text talking about my, what I do, how I do it, and everything else. Anyway, this converts clients. And that is what is most important. Here we go. On your, and I'm not going to play the video for you guys because of time, but for anybody who stays for video creation, this is one of the videos we create for all of our agents to put on their website. You see how there's all kinds of stuff here about introducing their house to the market and a proprietary marketing strategy? When people are interested in finding out about a project, they can't get enough information. Okay? We always tell you when you put a video on social media, what do you make it 30 seconds? Because nobody has an attention span and that's all you're going to get. But when somebody's interested in something, they'll spend 25 minutes, an hour, 3 hours, whatever it is, researching. So we want to give them in-depth information, which again, you can see is on here of how we do all of these things. And there's my 4-step marketing plan that we talked about in both our trainings yesterday, so that they can sink their teeth into this. If you take my website, and this is not me bragging because I'm not whatever, but it's just the truth, and you compare it to any other realtors, okay? They're not going to have this much information on here. They're just not. They're going to have a paragraph about how they have great negotiation skills and get your house sold for top dollar. And that's going to be it. If you're the consumer that does research, who are you going to pick? You're probably going to pick the one that has the most information that taught these things. So I want you guys, all of you that have not done this, to put together, who do I want to target in 2026? If it's sellers, we need to make a page similar to this. If it's buyers, we need to create a buyer page. I have another one. I'm afraid to open it because I don't know what's going on. But here it is. It has my 6-step buying process. Wait a minute. I work with buyers and I'm really good at it, right? And that's what the other realtor puts. I talk about a whole system of how I get them from being in the pre-contemplation stage straight through to closing. Again, it's a system and it's a plan. So I want you to first today write down, the action plan for today is to write down what pages, what types of people are you looking to target? Maybe it's 55 and over. Okay, great. Let's create a 55 and over page. It's foreclosures, it's flips, it's first-time home buyers. I think I have a first-time home buyer page. Yep, I do. Have these things and put them in place. So now you have a place to collect their information, get their, put a pop-up with their, landing page with a pop-up, which you can easily do in Moxie, and have the information for them to feel comfortable and feel like you're an expert. So that's step one. So I want everybody to at least today, if you don't know how to build a site yet, I can help you with that. Like I said, on Fridays, Caitlin does that. But get your plan together of what landing pages you need, because this is the core foundation of digital mastery. Having a website as a resource to potential sellers and buyers. Once you've done this part of it, and you guys are working on this, you have to have social media accounts for every site that's out there. I'm sorry, I'm not a TikTok person. I'm not an Instagram person. I don't care. You're a realtor now. Now you are. Congratulations. You're on TikTok. I wasn't thrilled about it either, because especially when I started TikTok, I think the average age on there was like 14. And I'm like, what am I doing on here with a bunch of kids with cat videos? But as you've seen, what's happened? First of all, those 14-year-olds are now 25 years old and have jobs and are starting to buy houses, right? And the demographics can change. So for everybody that's watching here, if you do not have a social media page, and I'm going to give you at least the minimum. The minimum is a Facebook page, not a Facebook profile. If you have a Facebook profile where you have friends and you make friends and you talk about, your cats or whatever you do, talk about on there, your kids, same thing. Oh, you can talk about kids, whatever. That's fine, but that's not a page. You need a professional business page. The professional business page on all of these, by the way, needs to be about something that is what I call hyper local. If you learn this, this is going to help you tremendously and raise your business. Hyper local means this. First of all, if I make a realtor page, follow me, Bill Zeltman Realtor. Who's going to follow that page? My parents, my sister, although she hates social media. She's not on it. She uses it for work, but she's not on it. People that know me, right? My friends. Nobody else is going to follow my real estate page because unless they're buying or selling a house right now, they don't care what's going on in real estate. So I want to do something, and I'll give you mine. One of mine. Mine is Bill Zeltman, Newport Richie's Guru. Why is it that? Because that's the town that I'm most interested, because I live there, in selling real estate. And I could do an area, Tampa Bay's Guru. I have that group, I have that page too, right? But pick one page of an area or a group or whatever, something that's local, so that people will follow you. And you want to make sure that for your content, I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll go back to this later. I just want to mention this. We're going to give them content that's not just about real estate. The most important content for those of you who were in my 12 o'clock class yesterday, and I apologize, we got cut off because of electricity, at least to my computer electricity, and we're going to pick up where we left off next week. But we talked in great detail about having content that people are interested in right now. The new pizza place, this, to that. So you want to create pages on all of the socials that I'm about to give you, and the page name should be something reflective about you being an expert in that area. So for example, I have Bill Zeltman, Newport Richie's Guru, which again, I have thousands of people follow me on that. I have a group in there that has 50,000, almost 50,000 members. Why? Because it's local and it's interesting to them. So you need a Facebook page. You will need a Facebook group that, again, is very hyper local. We will talk about that moving forward. Get your page set up for now. You'll need Instagram, professional dashboard, not your personal one. TikTok, X. What am I missing? Look at my. You can get YouTube is the most important of all of them. As we talked about yesterday in our training, more people are on YouTube than are on Facebook. People don't realize that, but it's absolutely true. LinkedIn is more for you just having a professional landing page. People that are, so I came from the world of healthcare. All of my colleagues from when I was in healthcare, if they want to know about somebody, the first place they go is LinkedIn. And if they went to LinkedIn and their realtor didn't have a good profile, they wouldn't consider using that realtor. That's the way they think. Lawyers are that way. Many business people are that way. You don't need to write content on there like you do everywhere else, but it just needs to be updated and be professional. More than half of realtors do not even have a LinkedIn profile at all. How much business they lost that they don't even know because it wasn't there. They're really your basics, guys. Right now, the ones that you're going to get the most business from are Facebook and YouTube, if you do them right. LinkedIn's right behind it. TikTok is kind of a down the road because, as I said, that group is aging into being first-time home buyers. X, while it's great to have a presence there, I have never met a realtor that has said, oh, I get all my leads on X. But since you're doing these, you might as well have them. One important part of this is that before you get these accounts signed up, open these on every one of these in tabs on your computer, except for Instagram. You cannot sign up for Instagram on a computer. You have to do it from your phone. So you have your phone for Instagram. And before you hit save, check the usernames and make sure that you can get the same username for every platform. Why is that important? Because everywhere I go, I tell people, if I see somebody and they want real estate training, what do I tell them? Go to @America's Gurus. So I tell you guys this right now. Please follow me on social media, @America's Gurus. Oh, well, is that Facebook or Twitter? Yes. Is that Facebook or LinkedIn? Yeah. Well, I don't think I'm on LinkedIn, but is that Facebook or YouTube? Yes. Or TikTok? Yes. No matter what, it's all the same. If you want to follow me for real estate, go to @Gulf Palm Homes. Every one of them. So if I'm meeting you coming in and out of a Wawa, and even my Pennsylvania people here, I'm from New Jersey originally, for anybody who doesn't know, so I grew up on Wawa. If I'm walking in or out of Wawa and somebody says, hey, aren't you that realtor? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, listen, follow me on social media. I'm on all platforms @Gulf Palm Homes. Easy to remember, easy to spell. And that's one of the other things. We talked about this the other day. Again, we're just reviewing here because I know we got a bunch of new people with the new year. Make sure whatever you do is easy to spell and there are no misunderstandings. So for example, she was just, you guys may not run on the call, but I was just on with Sarah Archer. You guys know Sarah? She works for us, does training and whatever else, leads and whatever. She's Sarah. How does she spell her name? Anybody know? Here's the question. Do you know? Right.
With an H maybe.
I have known her for years. We've worked together now for probably 7 years. I don't remember. I think she is AH, but she might just be SARA. I bring that up because when there's a discrepancy in a name, Brian, is it I or is it Y? Right? There's many different names. I have a girl that has worked with me for a couple of years, Jennifer. I didn't say Jennifer. I said Jennifer. You guys meet Jennifer? Jennifer? It's I. She's an extra I in her name. She cannot use her name. She goes Jenny Cells. Actually, she uses my Gulf Palm Homes now, but when she was doing it, she was doing Jenny because it was easy. So please make sure you have stuff that's easy. No dashes, no numbers, things that you can easily say and there's no misunderstanding. All right. So that's kind of where we were. Let's go back to where we left off. I guess it's been a couple of weeks because we had the holidays on the Tuesdays. We left off, and again, that's your homework. And if anybody needs help with any of these things, please see me and or was it Emily Trainer Friday mornings? It doesn't mean Caitlin. Sorry, Caitlin on Friday mornings. She also does this every Friday in the tech class. Some of these basics, and just tell her, you're working with me and you need to build whatever, and I'm happy to help you with it. Okay. So moving to where we were and what we need to lead off, where we left off, is content management. So the importance of content management is just this. You need to be flooding all of your social medias, and if you're doing it right, the blog on your website. My blog on my website, if I can get to it, I don't know what's going on with here. I want to just pull my recipe. I'm just going to go to the blog. On my website, I have blog posts that go up about once a week, twice a week. For a while, I was doing 3 times, 4 times a week. I'm not trying to sell real estate, so I don't really do this. But for you guys, I would highly recommend this. On my blog, I have a recipe go up once a week because I like to cook. I'm not telling you to do recipes, but they help. Okay. I was doing local events, which I was doing for each county of the 4 counties here. I had 4 different posts. And what were they? They were written by ChatGPT. I have a homeowner's tip, and then once in a while, shameless real estate plug, and then other things. So I used to own a radio station whenever. My dad was a music teacher. He has tons of students that follow him on social media. Every year, he does music specials for me. He's actually got some Frank Sinatra ones, and I've got a new one coming out that he did last time he was down. It's fantastic. So there's my key lime pie recipe. Here's my dad's music specials from the last couple of years. I repost them every year. I get all his students. He taught for 40, 35, I don't know, years. All his students are on my website. And they're all in New Jersey, which means what? They want to get out of the darn cold. I don't know. I got to figure. Oh, here we go. So here you can see some other things. For you guys that don't know, anybody from Philadelphia up there, our office here is about 8 minutes from the Philly Spring Training Stadium. Why do you think I work here? I'm a diehard Phillies fan. I created guides to spring training. I have a 6-part series that went up. There's my fried scallop recipe, my bagel recipe. So here's local, and the local video reviews that we talked about the other day. Here they are. The more that you guys create on your own website, your search engine relevancy comes up and people are just going to stumble upon your website. And all of these things are great to share on your social media. So back to the content management. What do we want on our content management? If you go to any other real estate training, they're going to tell you interest rates, your listings, just listed, just sold, testimonials. There's nothing wrong with any of those things, and they are correct. If you have a social media page and all I see on it is what the interest rates are and this, that, and whatever about your real estate, I'm going to fall asleep within 10 minutes. And I'm either going to stop following you, or what's going to happen is I'm going to ignore your posts. I'm going to fall off your algorithm, and I'm never going to hear from you again. So when you create your content management plan, you want to create some of your own content. And I tell you that this is not for everyone. Not everybody's going to write their recipe for my macaroni and cheese if you guys had it at the Thanksgiving party we had here. Some of you will, but whatever. But not all of you are going to go do reviews of local businesses like I've done. You should, but whatever. So what we use are what's called RSS feeds, real simple syndication. And you can do this in several ways. Number one, you could find local publications and every day spend 3 to 5 minutes just going in and copying a couple of the links to them and putting them on your social. You could do it by things that aren't as timely, putting them out, by the week, using the scheduler that we looked at last week. And I don't know if I have my scheduler open here or not. I don't, but you could use the scheduler, right? Or you could use what we call, let me just go back to this, what we call RSS feeds to feed. So let me show this to you guys real quick. Let me pop this up. And again, if you guys want to do some of this with me right now, you're more than welcome to. Find this stuff. Wrong one. Sorry, I got so many windows open with so many different things going on. It's insane. Okay, that's it. Okay, this is a planner. If you look at the planner, let's go to today. Oh, I got to log back in, of course, right? You can plan up to 29 days. Somebody figure that out for me. 29 days in advance, you can plan what's going to go out on your socials if you want to plan ahead with your own posts. So you can see this is this week for any of you that follow me, follow my real estate coaching. These are the training videos that are going to go out this week on our socials. They'll be in our Facebook group for our office. They'll be on my Facebook page. They'll be on my LinkedIn. They'll be on my Instagram, TikTok, whatever. In addition, I use on my real estate a product called Publer. If you want to check this out, it's app.publer.com, where you can go to like public.io. And what we use, as I said, are local papers. I say papers, I'm showing that I'm 50 years old, right? Local publications, they don't have to be papers, blogs, whatever else. And here's our RSS feeds that have local feel-good and entertainment type stories for your area. You do not want to use, this is a national one that I thought was going to be my slam dunk. Now I can't think what the name of it is. The Patch. Everybody familiar with The Patch? The Patch loves to tell that there was a murder-suicide or a drug bust in your neighborhood. If you're a realtor, the last thing you want to do is have a listing and put your listing up to promote it. And then the next post that comes up is an auto post showing there was a murder-suicide in the house next door. That may not get your listing sold. I'm just throwing that out there at you. So what we want to look for, and I have the Tampa Bay area ones here. If you guys are from other areas, including if you're from South Jersey, for some of our agents from there, or from Pennsylvania, I've got some ones there. There's a great one up near Langhorne for anybody's in that area. And we'll help you in other areas. I'll help you find these. These are local publications. Neighborhoodnewsonline.net. That covers for us. That's Wesley Chapel, by the way. That's an absolute for whenever you decide to do this, because it's hyper local to right where you live. I love the Burgh. I switched sides to over here. That's all St. Petersburg stuff. Pinellas Park and down your way, Jerica. That's So Tampa, covers the entire area. And you'll see Carlos Eats is a blog. It's a recipe blog. Or a restaurant type blog. See, and he's Orlando there, but he's pretty much, opens in South Tampa. Yeah, as I say, he pretty much just covers Tampa. And he's talking about a bagel place that opened. Let me ask you guys something. People that follow you, let's just do these. Do you think they care that, especially if they're driving around where you live, that the Morris Bridge Road is going to have 3 new intersections that are going to help traffic? Do you think people care about that? Yeah. I think they do, especially if they drive to work. What about the fact that we have our first Moe's barbecue opening in Seminole this month? Think anybody cares about that? Probably. And again, I don't need to go through these, but how about the Cuban culinary scene, right? You got Havana 86, right? Or there's a bagel place. Let me tell you something. Being from New Jersey, you haven't had a good bagel in 7 years, right? Except I make my own, but even so, I haven't had a good bagel in 7 years. I'm excited to see if somebody opened that's actually going to make a good bagel. My point being, guys, is this is the type of content that you need to be filling your social media with that no other realtors are doing. You can talk to, I'm looking at one now. Top realtors here, they don't have this on their websites. They don't have it on their socials. This is the equalizer. I had an agent that worked for me she's now been in the business 28 years. She's one of the top producers in the area. She had a Facebook page that she didn't even know how to use. Now she's set up and she's doing pretty well with it. But I was like, I can take an agent that's been an agent for 3 months and have a bigger following than you have after doing this for 30 years, 25 years, whatever it's been. This is the equalizer, guys. This is the level of the playing field that will bring you guys. Let me go back to what's success in real estate. Success in real estate is more people knowing your name, what you do for a living, and either using you themselves if they have a real estate need or referring you. And the bigger you build that, and if you're building that every day, the more successful you're going to be in real estate. That's all it is. When you build stuff like this, you know what? I follow Daniel on social media because every time a new place opens, he's like the first one to get it on that social media site. I can find out what band's playing this weekend. I can find out about a new pizzeria. I can find out blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, and by the way, Daniel's a realtor. I don't have any real estate needs right now, but you know what? Who am I thinking about when I think about real estate? Daniel, because I'm checking his social medias every day. You guys need to be that person. And it is the game changer in real estate that people just don't know and people just don't do. So, you're all right. So what questions up to this point? I know I have to teach you guys how to use this. So that's going to be our teachable moment for today. All right, hearing none. So how do I do this? Well, the first thing you need to do are find RSS feeds. This website is called FeedSpot. FeedSpot is what we call an aggregator. RSS.feedspot.com is an aggregator for local spots. You can see I have mine bookmarked because I always lose this. But this has the top 35 Tampa RSS feeds. So this is your first place. Your first thing that you need to do is research, who do I want to add to my site. So I'm going to go through these. And for you guys that aren't from here, you just have to find the one for your general area. And the general area and the closer, the better. If there's a little paper, like in South Jersey, we have one called The Current. There was a Current for every town. The Currents, I have all in my social media and my South Jersey ones, because it will tell you what's happening in Linwood, New Jersey, a little bedroom town with 12,000 people and 3 businesses. It'll tell you everything happening in that town. Town next to it, Northfield. So find the hyper-local and then find the area stuff. So here we go. Top 35 RSS feeds. Tampa Bay Metro. Does this one make sense to me? So I'll go to tampabaymetro.com. By the way, for anybody in Tampa, yes. They don't post that often, and I'll tell you here somewhere. Used to. It doesn't say it right now. But I think this one posts about 1 article a week. So it's not a big producer for you, but it has good quality stuff. So what do I want to do? I want to go back to my Publer. I'm going to open an account. You can do this for free to start. And as you grow, I don't know, I think I pay $7 or $8 a month for what I have. I want to go into my RSS feeds, which are here. Okay. And I want to hit add RSS feed. This little box is going to come up. And I'm going to put a name in. So I would put in, I'm not going to do this because whatever, Tampa Bay Metro. Because it's actually, I already have Tampa Bay Metro already saved, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to go back here, and you see where it says feed, Tampa Bay Metro /feed, the RSS feed. I need to copy this. So I'm going to right copy. I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to go back to Publer, feed URL. I'm going to put that in. And then I'm going to skip down to add. It's not going to probably let me do it because I've already got it. So let me go back. I'm just going to show you this way, because this will pick it up where I left off. Tampa Bay Metro. Okay, so this is where we had left off. So I would hit next. And now I am going to choose auto post. Use the article title as caption. Use the article description as caption. And post new articles as links. And I'll leave that for a second if you want to take a picture of that or you want to write it down or whatever, take notes, let you do that. Next, I want to hit schedule where to post. So all of my socials will be here. If I haven't added one, I can hit add social. And when I'm done, I'm going to hit the save button. And now anything from Tampa Bay Metro, which you can see, here's the articles. Yeah, they're about once a week. It's even a little bit more than once a week between the holidays there. 2 that week, 3 or 2 in that day. How about that? But that's the articles that will have popped out. They look like I have posted them. And again, take yourself back. That was my mom's birthday, December 11th. Would you be interested in a holiday date night in Tampa Bay? Going out and going ice skating? Maybe, maybe not, but for a lot of people, they would. These are things that are going to draw people to liking your page, liking your group, liking your Instagram, liking your X, liking whatever you have hooked up, and it's going to keep them engaged. You'll have people write, you'll see people clicking the like button. You'll have people write, oh, this looks awesome. My favorite, you know what my favorite of all these is? They tag somebody. Hey, hey, Jericho, want to go? And guess what now? You see you were tagged, and where do you go? To my page. And now I got a shot that you're going to hit the like button. So this is your next step, guys, is the local content. Like, I came to this class today because I wanted to learn how to sell real estate and use this for real estate. I didn't come to find out about an ice skating rink in the middle of Florida, which sounds crazy in itself. Well, the truth is unfortunately, this is what you're getting from all your big name trainers out there because they don't know any better. They'd be teaching you the same thing right now except they wouldn't be able to teach you how to automate except for using they've now finally figured out how to use this suite. But you would be putting up your listings. You'd be putting up a what's my home worth. You'd be putting up all those traditional things. And let me start by stop for a second and say those things are all important. We're going to talk about how those next week again. We're going to review them. I know for some of you, you've taken this already, but we're going to review them next week because I want to see where you guys are and getting that those automated posts that we talked about 3 weeks ago up. But if all I do is ask you if you want to know what your house is worth or give you the interest rates or tell you about my open house or tell you about my listing or tell you blah, 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 you've already tuned out just hearing me say it. Imagine if you're somebody that's a potential customer, you don't care, but you do care about all these things. So the foundation of your page is not your real estate. It's you being the mayor of your town or your area, being the person that people go to when they want to know what's happening. This sets you up for that and it automates it for you. Now, if you don't want to automate, okay, you don't have to automate. Go to these sites. I'm going to go back to all of them. Okay, go back to these sites. So let me look at this one since, again, I know that this is going to be a good one for you. I could just wake up every morning, go in the neighborhood news, right? And grab 2 or 3. Let me go back to the homepage. Grab 2 or 3 articles, right? And pop them on the site myself and do it manually. And if that's how you want to do it, go ahead. Oh, you're getting Wendy's. There you go. It's completely up to you. But the thing about that is the most important part of social media, other than the content, is being consistent. By spending the $8 a month that I spend, I think, for a Publer, I don't think about it. And all of my social media pages are being filled. While we were sitting in class, I've had people say, I sat there and watched your entire time. I didn't see you touch anything. How did you posted 3 articles? And I'm like, yeah, I didn't. It was Publer.
Which is now paying for itself.
Which is now paying for itself. Yeah. If you do one closing from Publer, it'll pay for probably 10 years of having Publer at $8 a month.
Well, if you get a big enough following.
Yeah.
Get the
Well, that's the other thing. I make about $30 a month on content management on getting on posts on Facebook.
Well, that's paying for itself.
Yep. So it pays for itself. You're absolutely right. I never put that together, but you're absolutely right. So there was one other point I was going to make and it just right through my head. Well, so getting this stuff out there and getting it up there is going to build your brand. And at the end of the day, you want to build your brand. And let me just, I'm going to show you real quick. I can just do it down here. Okay, that's my personal one. That's fine. So this is my Newport Richie page. I got about 4,500 followers, 4,400 followers. But more importantly than this is the group. And I'm going to show you the power of groups. I've got some in New Jersey that are bigger than this too. To show you guys how and why this works. 47,900 followers. I don't even work this. I tell this story. I built this group, the page that you just saw with 4,400 followers, and this group that now has 47,900 followers. It was my 50th birthday. So a couple years ago. I was doing it for this particular class, and it was very nice. They threw a surprise party for me that day, so I was in the middle of it. Point being, I only have used these pages and groups pretty much to teach this class. And I said, we're going to do an experiment to show you guys this. I want you to go on the biggest realtors of your area, the Duncan duo here, right? How many people do they have follow them on social, on there? Nowhere near what I have. And they're, you know, they're on TV, they're on billboards, they're on this, that, because they don't know how to do this and they don't know what to do with it. I mean, I've got people, guys, look at this. I got people posting on this all day long. And every time somebody goes on this page, What are they seeing?
You.
They're seeing me as their realtor. Let's just look. Duncan Duo, they got tons of agents, whatever. Look at all the agents they have on that team. And this is huge, by the way, 7,400 followers. I'll show you the agent that worked for me. Here she is. She's been a top agent in Tampa for almost 30 years. When I met her, she had nobody following her. 287 followers. 287 followers. Because they don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
She's been through some of this, but look what she's gonna put. Merry Christmas. Okay, that's nice. Happy Thanksgiving. Well, what does that mean? She hasn't posted for a month. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, something funny. That's good. Nice, whatever. Listing. Veterans Day.
No engagement.
Are you gonna do any? Yeah, and right. She liked it. She liked her own post. Here's her listing. And again, I show this to you guys to show you that this is a playing field leveler. Do this. So homework for today, just as we wrap up here. Identify the pages you want to build so you have landing pages on your website, number one. Number two, if you have not yet, decide what you want your username to be. By the way, it's a bonus if you can also buy that as a domain and use it as a domain. So for example, mine is at Gulf Palm Homes and my website is gulfpalmhomes.com. Just all in one. Get your socials created. We'll go back and rebuild them and put all the stuff on. Don't worry about that. Get them so you have those names reserved. Once you do that, number three, find some RSS feeds that work for you, okay, that you want to use. Go in and look. Grab them and get the feeds and then get them auto-published. Or set up a plan yourself to go to each of the websites each day and post 2 or 3 articles about what's going on locally. If we get everybody on this, when we come back next week, we're going to start the next part, which is getting your real estate content mixed in, which we're going to automate as well. And then we're going to move to starting to get you followers. And then we're going to move to getting you to start engaging with your followers, which is going to do what? Start getting you leads and business. All right. And of course, before that was our lesson for today. Before that, what we went over, please go to stepaheadrealestatetraining.com. If you'd like to enroll in that, if you would just send me your email address and I will gladly send you the invite. When you get the invite, hit accept. Don't worry about the weird WordPress page it takes you to. Just go back to stepaheadrealestatetraining.com and you'll be logged in and you'll have free access to all those materials. Okay, any questions? And I'm going to let our friends on YouTube go right now, so we're going to leave questions here.